From 50 channels creating barely any success to over 2,000 people on the waitlist waiting to pay you $600 plus for an hour of your time to discuss YouTube. Paddy Galloway is one of the most sought after YouTube consultants who really knows what makes a great YouTube video. And I predict that over the next 5 years, Paddy and his team will create over 100 channels with 10 or more million subscribers. Here is why I'm so confident in my statement. Paddy didn't get into this position by the virtue of luck or just talking himself up as an expert YouTuber. Rather, over the last 10 years, he experimented a lot. Those 50 channels that I described were the great learning material because he was able to figure out what makes a good video in a niche subject, say like Irish hip hop, and also what are the patterns and different things that you can do in a video to make it globally popular product. A general advice you will receive today, and Paddy will be one of those people who'll share it: focus on your audience, make sure whatever the subject you cover really relates and resonates with that audience, create great thumbnail, create great title, and make sure your audience watches the video until the end. But what is a great title? Who is your audience? What constitutes a great thumbnail? These specific questions are really hard, and this is why Paddy has more than 2,000 people waiting on that list to talk to him. Because depending on the audience that you face, the niche that you cover, the different kind of videos that you produce, the answers to these questions will vary. And Paddy, over the course of working with all of those different creators as a consultant, working directly with some of them as a full-time employee, experimenting on his own channel, was able to generate enough information in his data bank to become a student of YouTube and produce the answers to those specific questions. You might have already seen Paddy's content about one of your favorite YouTubers. Those are insights that he produces to share how he thinks through different problems that the YouTubers are facing. And you can follow Paddy on Twitter, in addition to his YouTube, to learn more about some of these basics that he constantly shares. But the beautiful part about Paddy leveraging the social media is that this becomes essentially the top of the funnel that points towards his consulting business. You see, you could read that content and you can watch his videos and consume that information for free, but you could also jump on a call with him and discuss specific problems that you are facing with your YouTube channel. His expertise will not come cheap. An hour of his time through the regular consultation call is creeping up to $700 per hour. And if you're lucky enough to make on the list of individuals who he's willing to work with on a retainer basis for the next few months, he will charge you anywhere between $2,000 to $8,000 per month. Mr. Galloway warrants this investment because if you think about the most modest impact that he'll make, say about 10% increase in revenue on your channel. If you're the channel that produces about 20K per month, that's about $2,000, which means you pretty much can cover the fee every month that goes towards Paddy. But if you're a creator with say $100,000 in revenue every month, that 10% all of a sudden adds up to $120,000 per year. Not too shabby, considering the fact that Paddy went on the record describing cases where he doubled and even tripled the viewership and the revenue for some of the channels he worked with. Naturally, this points to the fact that you kind of need to be pretty well established YouTuber in order to justify the investment of $7,000 to $8,000 in services from Paddy Galloway. But where does it leave a creator like myself with less than 1,000 subscribers who is willing and really hungry to learn from someone like Paddy Galloway? Unfortunately today, there isn't necessarily a solution, but here's what I think Paddy can do to reach that 100 channels with 10 or more million subscribers goal. Today, his top of the funnel, the social media and the inbound outreach that he receives from other creators, really just falls straight onto his lap. But he can introduce 2 additional layers to this cake: the cohort-based learning and the junior strategies or consultants. By the way, Paddy described kind of model like this, so it's not the original thought, I just have a few spins on it. Here they go. When it comes to junior strategists, the best part about them is that he can teach them to be those individuals who can take care of that mid-tier channels who are on the inbound sitting on that wait list. They can dig through that wait list of a 1-hour calls. After all, I suspect those are the majority, and I also suspect the level of the insight you can deliver on the 1 hour is pretty similar and wouldn't necessarily be something that strategically will impact the channel to the point that it warrants Paddy spending time on all of them, so they can pre-filter them, take care of that burden. When it comes to the cohort-based learning, I actually don't want to call it a course because course assumes a fixed curriculum and a time limit on how long it lasts. I'd rather have a peer group that I pay for every month. I can join them, discuss my videos, work with them, brainstorm on their ideas, and we would all grow together. And because of the frequency at which YouTube changes, I don't think you can just come up with a single strategy and move on with it. You kind of have to constantly iterate, and Paddy and his team of junior strategists can kind of like parachute in from time to time into those cohorts and help them work through certain problems. To play devil's advocate, when it comes to this kind of like layered cake approach, Paddy did went on record saying that he has a concern about the efficiency of that structure. After all, right now he has full control and he can directly impact the outcome of the channels with which he's working. But he doesn't want to lose that. He doesn't want to dilute the value that he produces by spreading too thin and introducing too many channels into the picture. But here's my counterpoint to this argument. Each individual channel on his waitlist represents a unit of learning that helps him become better at learning YouTube. And each one of those individual channels, whether it will fail or succeed, is a unit of learning that accumulates and adds to his knowledge bank. The thing about YouTube is that I fully believe it's gonna grow. We're right now still covering only about 1 billion of viewers. There are 7 billion more viewers to go. And with the expansion and addition of more viewers to the platform, the niches will become more segmented and narrower, as well as the complexity of the audience will increase because you will have more people of different various backgrounds, interests, viewing habits introduced into the same picture. Because of the fact that Paddy is focused only on this narrow set of creators who he can work with personally and directly, that really minimizes over time the amount of learning that he has as the entire platform expands. So in order for him to keep up the pace with all those learnings, keep up the pace with understanding how those niches functions, he has to have more data points gathered at the same time, which means he has to have a broader net of junior strategies and potentially those cohorts where he can accumulate the data, bring it into the center, learn, digest it, understand and segment how different niches and audience work, and feed it back into the system to increase the chances of those channels who are participating in his consulting business to succeed. The challenge here is how do you set up the system to capture all those data points, digest them, transform them into the actionable results and feed them back into the system. But that becomes more of an operational problem. I've solved those kind of operational problems before. They're complex at the very beginning, but they get better as you go through it. And in the worst case, he can work with someone like me. The best part is that if someone like me with sub 1,000 subscribers, say, enters this cohort group, maybe this is where I grow together with my fellow cohort members from 1,000 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers. At that point on, the junior strategist picks me up and we work together from say 100,000 to 1 million subscribers. And at 1 million subscribers, if I'm lucky, if I'm growing fast enough and I'm dedicated, I am upgraded to the ultimate cohort where I get to work with Paddy Galloway directly and we take my channel from 1 million to 10 million plus. This is how I think by structuring his business, Paddy Galloway will be able to create over 100 10 million plus subscriber channels. I love seeing how this industry evolves. I started this video, or the script for this video, with the idea to describe another of Paddy's business, but we'll get back to it in the next video. He's doing some very interesting and exciting things there as well. And both of his businesses, the new one and the consultation business, really point to the maturity of this industry. So I'm definitely excited to continue learning about it, covering it, figuring out how can I apply my business operational skills into this new space. And there'll be plenty of other interesting opportunities for us to learn from other creators. And if you're curious to learn more about similar kind of development topics, well, check out Colin and Samir. I made a video about them, personally endorsed by those two guys. It's a lot of fun and they have a different take on how you can help the creators grow. And if you learned a lot from my videos, you enjoy my kind of content, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next Saturday. Peace.